It is 3 in the afternoon in the middle of July. The pavement is shimmering. Your dog has been panting for the last 20 minutes, tongue hanging out, barely touching the water bowl you refilled an hour ago. You watch him flop down on the tile floor, and you wonder if he is actually drinking enough, or if he is just too hot and too tired to care. Then you hear it, that dry, rapid panting that just does not seem to slow down, even in the shade. I know exactly how exhausting it is to watch your dog struggle through the heat and feel like there is nothing you can do except keep refilling a bowl he barely touches. You have probably tried ice cubes. You have probably tried moving his water bowl to a cooler spot. Maybe you have even looked up how much water should my dog drink more times than you would like to admit. And what is worse, no matter what you try, some dogs just do not drink enough on their own, especially the ones who are older, the picky eaters, the ones who simply forget to drink when they are busy sniffing around the backyard. But what if I told you the secret is not about getting your dog to drink more water? What if I told you it is about changing what is actually inside that water? Today, I am going to show you exactly what to add to your dog's water bowl this summer, so he stays hydrated even on the days he barely looks at his bowl. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marcus, your neighborhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I dedicate this entire channel to helping you become the best pet parent you can possibly be using simple, vet-approved home remedies you can start using today. Before we dive in, drop the guilt. You are not a bad pet parent if your dog is not drinking enough water on his own. Dogs are not great at pacing themselves in the heat, and that is not a reflection of how well you are taking care of him. In fact, the very fact that you are watching this video right now proves you care enough to actually do something about it. I actually posted a video on how to spot the early signs of heat stroke in dogs, which I will link at the end of this one, so make sure you come back to that. So, today we are doing a complete masterclass. Grab a notebook, because I am about to give you 5 proven ways to keep your dog properly hydrated all summer long, using things that are probably already sitting in your kitchen. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. I call this the sponge trick. Here's the problem. Some dogs simply will not drink enough plain water no matter how many bowls you put out, especially if they are stressed, older, or just not thirsty in the traditional sense. Now here's what's truly fascinating. There is a tiny seed sitting in most pantries that can absorb up to 12 times its own weight in water, turning into a soft, gel-like texture that slowly releases moisture into your dog's body over several hours. It's not just a seed. It's a natural sponge that keeps working long after your dog has stopped drinking. I am talking about chia seeds. Take 1 teaspoon of plain, dry chia seeds and soak them in a 1/4 cup of water for about 15 minutes until they turn into a thick gel. Mix that gel directly into your dog's water bowl or stir it into his food once a day. The mucilage, which is the gel-like fiber coating on the seed, holds onto water molecules and releases them slowly as it moves through the digestive tract, which means your dog stays hydrated for longer, even between drinking sessions. Now here's a quick warning. Always soak the seeds first. Never give a dog dry chia seeds directly because they can absorb moisture in the throat or stomach and become a choking or expansion hazard. Start with a small amount, about a 1/4 teaspoon for small dogs, and watch for any stomach upset in the first few days. Chapter 2. And this one might be my personal favorite because it feels like a treat, not a remedy. Let me guess. You're probably thinking watermelon is just a summer snack, nothing special. But what if I told you watermelon is actually 92% water? It is loaded with potassium and small amounts of natural electrolytes that help your dog's body hold on to fluid instead of losing it too quickly. It's not just a fruit. It's a hydration reservoir with a built-in electrolyte boost. Take fresh watermelon, remove every single seed and all of the rind, and cut the flesh into small, bite-sized cubes. Freeze them for about 2 hours, then offer 2 to 3 frozen cubes as a treat on hot afternoons. The freezing part matters here because as the cube melts in your dog's mouth, it cools his body from the inside while slowly delivering that fluid.
Ow.
Now, here's a quick warning. Watermelon seeds and rind can cause an intestinal blockage, so you must remove them completely before serving. And always introduce new fruits slowly, since too much natural sugar at once can upset a sensitive stomach, especially in smaller breeds. Chapter 3. And stick with me here because this one is important for dogs who are very active or who spend a lot of time outside. Here is the problem. Water alone does not replace the sodium, potassium, and other minerals your dog loses through panting and through the pads of his paws when he is running around in the heat. Now, here's what's truly fascinating. There is a slow-simmered liquid that mimics what veterinarians actually give dehydrated dogs in clinic, minus the needle. It's a natural electrolyte replacement your dog will actually beg for. I am talking about homemade unsalted bone broth. Simmer plain bones, chicken or beef, with no onion, no garlic, and no added salt and water for about 12 hours. Then strain it completely and let it cool.
Ow.
Pour the broth into an ice cube tray and freeze it. Drop 1 or 2 frozen bone broth cubes into his water bowl each morning. As the cube melts, it flavors the water just enough to make it more appealing, while adding those trace minerals back into his system. I promise you, this is one of the easiest ways to get a stubborn drinker to actually finish his bowl. Now, here's a quick warning. Never use store-bought broth unless the label specifically says no onion, no garlic, and no added sodium. Because both onion and garlic are toxic to dogs and can damage red blood cells even in small amounts. Chapter 4, and this is where we get a little more familiar. But I promise there is a twist you probably have not heard before. But what if I told you the water inside a coconut is almost identical in electrolyte composition to the fluids veterinarians use in 4 drips for mild dehydration? It's not just a trendy drink. It's a near-perfect natural rehydration solution when it is used correctly. I am talking about plain, unsweetened coconut water, not coconut milk. Definitely not the flavored versions loaded with sugar. Take 1 tablespoon of plain coconut water and mix it into a fresh bowl of regular water 2 to 3 times a week, especially after a long walk or a day at the park. This one is important. Only use it occasionally, 2 to 3 times a week, because coconut water is naturally high in potassium. And too much of it too often can actually throw off your dog's electrolyte balance instead of helping it. If your dog has any kidney condition, please talk to your vet before adding this one, since potassium levels need to be carefully managed in dogs with kidney disease. Chapter 5. And I am calling this the foundation, because everything else we have talked about works so much better when this piece is in place. Here is the problem. Most dogs on a dry kibble diet are only getting about 10% moisture from their food, which means almost all of their hydration has to come from drinking water directly. And that is a lot to ask from a dog who does not love drinking water in the first place. Now here's what's truly fascinating. Simply adding moisture back into the food itself can increase your dog's total daily water intake by a significant amount, without changing a single thing about how much he actually drinks from the bowl. It's not about the bowl at all. It's about the plate. Add a 1/4 cup of warm water, or one of those frozen bone broth cubes from Chapter 3, directly into his dry kibble and let it sit for 5 minutes before serving. This softens the food, releases the aroma, which makes it more appealing, and adds meaningful moisture with every single meal. Do this daily, and you have essentially built hydration into his routine without him even noticing. Now, here's a quick warning. If you switch from fully dry kibble to moistened kibble, do it gradually over about 5 to 7 days. Since a sudden change in food texture and moisture can sometimes cause loose stool in sensitive dogs, now please listen closely, because this is a massive veterinary warning that applies to everything we have talked about today. None of these remedies, not the chia seeds, not the watermelon, not the bone broth, none of it is a substitute for recognizing true heat stroke or severe dehydration. If your dog is showing excessive drooling, vomiting, disorientation, bright red or pale gums, or collapses, that is an emergency, and you need to get him to a vet immediately. These remedies are here to support everyday hydration and prevent mild dehydration before it starts. They are not treatment for a dog who is already in medical distress. If your dog seems unusually lethargic, refuses water entirely for more than 12 hours, or has dry, tacky gums, please call your vet the same day, not tomorrow. Here is the golden rule. You do not need to use all 5 of these at once, and honestly, you shouldn't. Here is how I want you to think about it. Daily add moisture to his kibble using warm water or 1 bone broth cube. That is Chapter 5 and Chapter 3 working together. 2 to 3 times a week, offer the coconut water mix or a few frozen watermelon cubes as a treat, rotating between the two. As needed on especially hot days or after long walks, add the soaked chia seed gel to his water bowl for that extra slow-release hydration boost. The whole process should take you no more than 5 minutes a day. Keeping your dog hydrated through the summer is one of the most overlooked parts of being a pet parent. Because it is quiet, it does not show up as an obvious symptom until it becomes a real problem. But by choosing to educate yourself today, by choosing to take just 5 minutes out of your day to add one simple thing to his bowl or his bowl of food, you are proving how much you truly love your dog, and that makes you an incredible pet parent. If this video gave you a new idea to try today, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps more pet parents find this information when they need it most. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives into simple, vet-approved home care. And please leave a comment telling me, does your dog struggle to drink enough water in the summer? Or is he one of those dogs who empties the bowl the second you fill it? I read every single one of your comments. Give your sweet, beautiful dog a gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Marcus tonight. I'll see you in the next one.